On the train, Frosty stood at the rear of the train outside so he wouldn't melt from the train's central heating. Apple Bloom went to check on him,
Beautiful night, ain't it?
she said.
Sure is.
Frosty replied.
Even that gray ball in the sky looks beautiful.
It's called the moon. Princess Luna raises it every night and sets it every morning.
Well, whoever this Luna girl is, she does a very good job.
She sure does.
Underneath the train cart, Trixie was eavesdropping.
Now's my chance.
Sorry, she whispered before teleporting behind Frosty and Apple Bloom. Frosty and Apple Bloom turned around, for they have heard Trixie teleport.
Not you again.
Apple Bloom responded.
I have a bone to pick with you, Snowpony.
Sorry, I just need to sit up. Trixie said to Frosty.
Give Trixie back her hat, or else.
Or else what?
Frosty asked.
Oh, never mind that. Just give Trixie back her hat.
Trixie tried to grab her hat, but Frosty moved away before she could.
There's nowhere to run. If you go inside, you'll just melt.
Then Apple Bloom grabbed Trixie's tail with her mouth.
Down, you boy.
She muffled.
Let go of Trixie, you little brat.
Trixie then whipped Apple Bloom off her tail, but then she unintentionally threw her off the cart.
Sweet Celestia.
Oh no!
Frosty then ran inside and pulled the emergency brake. The train then came to an immediate stop. He then ran right out of the cart to save Apple Bloom.
I almost killed a fool.
Trixie said, traumatized.
I almost killed a fool. Not only that, but that Snowpony ran off with my hat.
The train didn't start to move again. Trixie then teleported off the train in pursuit of her hat.
I apologize. I'll apologize to her later. First thing I have to do is get my hat back.
Meanwhile, Frosty was running after Apple Bloom. He then found her lying unconscious next to the train track. She was covered in scrapes and bruises.
Are you okay, Apple Bloom?
He asked in concern. Apple Bloom woke up.
Frosty,
She said.
I'll be all right.
Something then came up in her head.
Oh no, the train! How are we going to get you to the North Pole now?
I'm more concerned about you. We need to get you home.
What about you? You would only last until the end of winter if you stay here in Equestria.
I care more about your safety than the North Pole. Besides, you went through all this trouble to help me, and I believe I must return the favor.
You're just like Rainbow Dash. You're very loyal. But how are you going to get me home? We're like miles away from Ponyville.
I don't know, but I'll come up with something.
That was when Hocus Pocus appeared.
Hey, it's Trixie's rabbit.
Apple Bloom said.
Where have you been?
Hocus started making gestures.
Wait, I think he's trying to tell us something.
Frosty implied.
Do you know how to get Apple Bloom home?
Hocus nodded. He then played a little game of charades.
Oh, I like this game.
Apple Bloom said. Hocus pretended to laugh jollily.
Aren't hyenas vicious predators?
Frosty asked. Hocus facepalmed and tried something else. He then put some snow on his face and made it look like a beard. He then did the laugh again.
Oh, now I get it. Santa hooves. He'll take you home, Apple Bloom.
Great idea.
Apple Bloom said.
Yeah. Now let's go look for him and quick. Trixie might find us before he finds Santa. Get on my back.
Apple Bloom hopped on Frosty's back, and they ventured off. They eventually hit a blizzard. It had no effect on Frosty because he was made of snow. Apple Bloom, on the other hoof, she started to sneeze.
Are you okay?
Frosty asked.
I think I might be getting a cold from this blizzard.
Apple Bloom answered as she sneezed again. Hocus was sneezing as well.
Oh dear, we need to get you someplace warm and fast.
They then found a greenhouse in the distance.
Look, a greenhouse.
Apple Bloom said.
Perfect.
Frosty responded, and then they walked inside.
Wow, sure is warm in here. Perfect temperature for all these plants.
Little did they know Trixie was behind them.
This will be the perfect trap.
She whispered to herself. She then closed and locked the door behind them.
Oh no.
Apple Bloom shouted. She tried to open the door, but no dice. It's locked. Oh, sorry.
It's locked.
Oh no.
Frosty said.
I'm trapped. I don't feel so good.
He fell to the ground. Trixie watched through the window as she smiled at Frosty's demise.
As soon as he's completely melted, I'll be able to take my hat back.
She said as she laughed maniacally. She didn't sneeze from behind outside in the cold.
I'm probably stay inside until the blizzard stops.
She then heard some bells and hid behind a bush. There was a sleigh being pulled by a flying reindeer, and the one piloting the sleigh was jolly large and bearded Alicorn Stallion in a red winter suit. You guessed it. It was none other than Santahooves.
Land right here, fellas.
He said to his reindeer.
Sorry. Okay, he said to his reindeer. They then landed where the greenhouse is. Trixie was shocked from what she saw.
Santa hoofs?
She whispered to herself.
He's real?
Santa unlocked the door to the greenhouse and went inside, but it was already too late. Frosty had completely melted. He was nothing but a puddle, along with a windpipe, scarf, broomstick, coal eyes, and Trixie's hat. Apple Bloom sat on the ground, sobbing over the loss of a friend. Santa walked up to her and said,
Are you okay?
Apple Bloom turned around and saw Santa.
Santa?
She said.
Santa?
The one and only. I see that Frosty has melted.
He was my friend. Now he's gone.
Cheer up, Apple Bloom. You see, he was made of heartwarming snow, which means he'll be back again next year.
You really mean it?
I'm certain.
But what about Trixie? She might not give us the hat back.
I see. Let me handle this.
Santa then used his magic, bring what was left of Frosty outside, and restored him.
Happy birthday.
Frosty shouted.
Frosty, you're alive.
Apple Bloom said with her voice. She then gave Frosty a hug.
As for you, Trixie,
Santa said.
Oh dear.
Trixie replied.
I thought you'd changed.
I did. I guess I let greed come to my head. When I found out that my hat really was magical, I wanted to get it back so I can use that magic to improve on my performances. I guess I went a little too far.
Well, what you did put you on the naughty list.
Trixie sighed.
I understand.
But you did learn your lesson. Maybe I'll give you a replacement hat for housewarming this year. And it'll be as magical as your old one.
Really?
Trixie got excited.
Oh, thank you, Santa. I'll be better next year.
Hope so. Now, come on, let's get all of you home.
They all got on Santa's sleigh and flew off into the night. Author's note. Good thing I prevented any continuity errors with the show. Stay tuned for the epilogue. Santa drops by Sweet Apple Acres to drop off Apple Bloom.
Well, here we are,
He said.
Thanks for the lift, Santa.
Apple Bloom said.
Not a problem. And don't forget, I'll be coming back while you're sleeping.
That doesn't sound creepy at all. Sorry.
So, Frosty, I guess this is goodbye.
Apple Bloom had a sad look on her face. Frosty the Snowpony waved goodbye, saying,
Don't you cry. I'll be back next year on Housewarming Day.
It was then when Santa flew through the night to do what he came to do. That is when Apple Bloom's sister Applejack found her.
Apple Bloom.
She shouted.
Oh, hi, Applejack.
Where have you
Apple Bloom
been?
replied.
What? Sorry. Where have you been? It's almost time to have our housewarming supper. Now come inside. All our friends and family have already showed up.
Apple Bloom walked inside and saw that the place was packed. She even saw Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo.
Sweetie Belle, Scootaloo.
She ran up to them.
Apple Bloom, you're back.
Sweetie Belle responded.
How was your trip?
Scootaloo asked.
It's quite the story.
Apple Bloom answered.
Did you get Frosty to the North Pole?
Sure did. And I had a little help.
Apple Bloom then noticed a colt with a propeller hat.
Is that button mash?
Yep.
Sweetie Belle answered.
I brought him here as a guest.
She then walked up to Button and said,
Hey, Button, how are you enjoying the party?
Of course I am. I love this holiday.
Button replied. Sweetie Belle looked up and said,
I think you're about to enjoy it a bit more.
Button looked up, seeing what she was talking about. He then saw something laughing above them.
Is that...
Yep. A mistletoe. You know what happens under the mistletoe, don't you?
Really? Button blushed and started to pucker up. Sweetie Belle was doing the same thing, but before their lips could make contact, Applejack was ringing a bell, which interrupted them.
Time to chow down, every pony.
cockblock?
Button muttered. Every pony didn't set the table together and joined in prayer before filling their plates. Arthur's note. Gee, I wonder how Rarity would react to her credit card bill and how Sweetie Belle's gonna explain it. Anyway, happy heartswarming to all, and to all a good night. The end.